Welcome to Commonly Confused Words. I will be your host, Becky Tucker. In this video, we will be discussing a few commonly confused words. We will learn their definitions and give examples of each to help remember their meaning. We will compare pairs of words that either sound alike or are spelled similarly, or both, and learn how to distinguish between them. The first pair of words we will be discussing is vein with an A and vein with an E. First, let's discuss vein with an A. Vein with an A is spelled V-A-I-N, as shown on the screen. The two definitions of vein with an A that we will be discussing to help us distinguish between vein with an A and vein with an E are 1. Proud of one's looks or abilities, and 2. Of no real value. These are both definitions for vein with an A. Here is an example of a sentence using the first definition of vein with an A, proud of one's looks or abilities, as we saw in the last picture. The sentence reads, "All she could think about was how good she looked that day. She was so vain." In this sentence, we can see that she was proud of her own looks or abilities, and so we use vein with an A. The word often confused with vein with an A is vein with an E, as we see here. The spelling for this word is V-E-I-N, and it has a completely different meaning than vein with an A. They cannot be used interchangeably. The definition we will be examining today for the word vein with an E reads, any of the tubular branching vessels that carry blood from the capillaries toward the heart. So vein with an E is the type of vein in your body that carries blood. Using this word in a sentence, we could say, she punctured the vein the first time she stuck someone who was donating blood at the blood drive. We see here that vein with an E is used as the definition of a vein in your body. The next two words we will be talking about are allusion and illusion. The first one we'll be discussing is allusion, spelled A-L-L-U-S-I-O-N, as seen here. The definition for allusion with an A is an indirect reference. Here is an example of a form of the word allusion in a sentence. It reads, her argument alluded to the fact that her parents were being unfair. So her argument gave the idea that her parents were being unfair. The word that is commonly confused with allusion spelled with an A is illusion spelled with an I. That is spelled as seen here, I-L-L-U-S-I-O-N. The definition of illusion with an I is a misleading visual image. Here is an example of illusion used in a sentence. The hologram was an optical illusion. The next set of commonly confused words we will be discussing is precede and proceed. The first word we'll discuss is precede, spelled P-R-E-C-E-D-E. The definition of the word precede is to be, go, or come ahead or in front of. Here is an example of the word precede used in a sentence. The song preceded the prayer, so we can understand that the song came before the prayer. The word commonly confused with precede is proceed, as seen here, and is spelled P-R-O-C-E-E-D. The definition for proceed with an O is to begin and carry on an action. An example of the word proceed with an O in a sentence is please proceed to the nearest exit. The next set of commonly confused words we'll be discussing is stationary and stationary. This one is stationary with an A and the other is stationary with an E. This word is spelled S-T-A-T-I-O-N-A-R-Y. The definition of stationary with an A is unchanging in condition. An example of the word stationary with an A in a sentence is the desk was stationary. The desk was not moving. The next word that is commonly confused with stationary with an A is stationary with an E and is spelled S-T-A-T-I-O-N-E-R-Y. The definition for stationary with an E is materials for writing. An example of this word in a sentence is please use this stationery to write that letter. A helpful hint when learning stationery with an A and stationery with an E is that a pen can be a type of stationery. And we see here that the E's are capitalized not because that's correct, but because pen has an E and so does stationery with an E, which means materials for writing, which could be a pen.